Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last video, we saw how the Simple NFT Smart Module works. And in this video, we're going to see how the Simple Token Smart Module is going to work. So for all of these smart modules, I hope you saw our very first and the second video, which gives you an introduction to the smart modules and the Hello World module. So let's dive right into the Simple module, Simple Token module. Over to you, Jacob.
Yep, thank you, Niharika. And like she said, in this video, we're going to be going over the Simple Token module. And this is going to be dealing with fungible tokens, which actually, Niharika, I'm going to point to the DeFi expert again to explain the difference between fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens and what we might expect in this module.
Absolutely. So a very simple analogy I'll give you is a simple token, a fungible token, is very much like your real currency. So if you have a few $10 bills, each of those $10 bills is going to be exactly the same. It doesn't matter which one you use. And as opposed to an NFT would be considered more like a collection. Let's say you have some Pokemon cards or some baseball cards. So each of those Pokemon cards or baseball cards are going to be your NFT. So at a very high level, this is the basic difference between a fungible token and a non-fungible token. And in this module, we're going to focus on fungible tokens.
Great. Thank you so much, Niharika. So let's get right into it. So if you don't really understand the instance action card, I would advise you to go back to the previous video where we actually explained this a little bit more in depth in the simple NFT example. But let's go ahead and actually create the tenant for the Alice account. And so this is going to create Alice's own data for the simple token module. So boom, we have done it. And there's a very similar concept in the simple token module to the previous one in simple NFT, where you have the ability to give a minter to somebody else. And so in this example, instead of actually giving a minter, we're actually just going to use the other piece of functionality where, when Alice creates a tenant, she automatically gets a minter herself. And so if we wanted to, we could give someone like Birdball a minter, but we're actually going to skip this step just to show you that Alice already has the ability herself. And so if you wanted to skip that step, you can. So we're going to skip right to the mint fungible token or mint token example. And so let's, the tenant owner is Alice. The FT minter, which is the fungible token minter, is also going to be Alice because she has that ability already. If you had given someone else the minter in this previous step, then you could have, just selected that account here. But we're just going to go with Alice. And we want the recipient to be, let's say, Birdball. And so let's just select a random amount to mint. So the placeholder is saying 50. So let's just go with 50 as an example. And we make sure to put the period after it. And so we're going to click submit. And this is going to submit a transaction to the blockchain. And now Birdball should have 50 tokens. So we're going to skip the transfer step for now. We're going to come back to that in a second. We're going to click on Alice again because we're dealing with Alice's data. She is the tenant owner. And we're going to check Birdball's account and see that, hey, in fact, we do have, boom, we have 50 fungible tokens in the account. So that's super cool. And if we wanted to, we can trade these to other people. So the tenant owner, we're going to say is Alice. The signer is going to be Birdball because Birdball is the one with the tokens. And we're going to say the recipient is going to be the Chen account. So let's actually go in here, the amount of fungible tokens we want to trade away. Let's say we're going to trade away 10 of them and submit. And so if we were to scroll back down, we would see that Birdball now only has 40 because we just transferred 10 away. And the Chen account now has 10. So that concludes the simple token module. And I'd like to say that just like the previous video, if we were to, make a new tenant for the Birdball account, we would see that all of this gets, reinitialized back to 0 for that own ecosystem. So there is that separation of data as there was in the previous example. And we'll continue to see that trend as we continue with the smart module example. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next example.
Bye.